spending a whole day entertaining a toddler and then heading to training, I just feel exhausted most days. I mean, I'm so lucky. Clara pretty much does everything whenever she can. And we do make a great team. So I'd say she's more of a support person for me than I am for her. But I think for us, like, we try and do little things during the day as much as we can just to find that small window of time, whether it's have a coffee together or just give each other a cuddle and then off we go again.
Hello, my name's Brahe-Daddo. Welcome to Separate Bathrooms. We would like to acknowledge the Gadigal People of the Eora Nation, the traditional custodians of this land, and pay our respects to the elders, both past and present. Hello, Cam Dad.
Hi, honey. Dad.
Nice to see your face.
Nice to see your face. Glad we could be together for today's chat.
Even though it's over the airwaves.
Yeah,
I know,
thanks to technology.
That's right, super one of a kind, first of its kind, Separate Bathrooms and Separate Countries podcast today.
Yeah, separate time zones. It's our first
separate time zones.
Yeah, it's our first truly international recording. How's life in the house without me?
Good. Well, it's you've only just left, so I'm just kind of cleaning up the mess right now. So it's all good.
Do you do things differently? Like, do you eat earlier, later? Do you leave the clothes on the floor?
What
happens? Yeah.
I definitely eat earlier. Probably don't eat as much meat.
Really?
Bones and I are quite happy to have a salad for dinner, whereas I know for you, where's the protein? Yeah. So, yeah, we eat a bit leaner, I think, when you're away.
A bit leaner?
Yeah.
Cleaner?
Yeah.
Cleaner or leaner?
Maybe a bit leaner. Yeah, no, we're very happy to which is good. She's very easy to cook for, Miss Brahe-Daddo. Yeah. But, yeah, no, that's about it.
Well, there you go. Look, it's really it's fun to do this because right now I'm in South Africa. You're at home in Sydney, and this is the first time we've actually attempted doing a podcast recording from different time zones. So it's good.
Yeah, and once we bring our guests in, that's a whole other kettle of fish.
Yeah, well, it is. So look. Here's the deal. It's an exciting time for sports here and around the world. The Aussie men's and women's cricket teams are battling for the Ashes closer to home. The AFL and NRL seasons are jostling for final positions. And then we have the 2023 Women's World Cup beginning July 20, culminating with an August 18 final in Sydney.
Yeah.
32 teams are playing from around the world, honey. And they're competing in Australia and New Zealand. It's huge. It's going to be the most attended standalone women's sporting event in history. It's more than 1 million tickets have been sold.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
It's so exciting. And we are fortunate to be speaking with one of our Aussie stars live from Sweden. Can you believe that? We're triangulating the coordinates to land in this location. So we are talking today with Katrina Gorry and her partner, Clara Markstedt. So let's get them into the bathroom and have a chat about their love story and what they're up to. Welcome, Katrina and Clara.
Welcome, Katrina and Clara, to the bathroom. You guys are in Sweden. That's a long way away. Is that where you live?
Yes. Yeah, for the moment. Been here, I don't know, a year and a half now. So I guess you can call it home for a little while.
Amazing.
Home is where the heart is.
Yeah, exactly right.
It looks beautiful and warm where you are too. Half of Australia's in Europe at the moment, having the European summer of their lifetime, I think. We're having nice weather in Sydney, I have to say, but I'm slightly jealous of everyone over there in Europe having this gorgeous summer.
Yeah, it's extremely warm for being here. I think yesterday was probably 27, 28 degrees when we played. And unfortunately, we don't really have air conditioning set up here like you do in Australia. So it's a bit too hot.
That's what I've heard. Well, look, ladies, we are a relationship podcast, so we would love to get into your love story, if that's okay. Could you tell us, how did you two meet?
Well, when I was pregnant, I decided, well, after I had Harper, I decided I was going to go overseas and play football. So Harper was 6 months old when I headed over to Sweden. Pretty scary, just the two of us. But Clara kind of helped us through that transition, got an apartment for us that was kind of big enough for us to both fit in, and was always like super caring and kind, making sure we had everything we needed and things like that. So I guess we were in communication from the start, and we play in the same team. So we were around each other. I got to see her, how she was with Harper, and I guess we just continued that relationship, and eventually I think you asked me on a date, or
Yeah.
But yeah, we went on a date, and things, we realized that we were pretty compatible, and Clara also loved kids, so that made it pretty easy.
Yeah, important one.
Definitely.
And you're now engaged to be married?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
So who popped the question, and how did that go?
I did. And I think, I think meeting someone in the stage where like raising a baby together, the first thing you do is probably quite unusual, but we got really close and on like a deep level in the relationship early on. So I've known for a while that I wanted to spend my life with her, and the planning for this started in January. And Katrina, she hates secrets, so it's been really hard to keep it from her. But I got my grandmother's rings from my grandpa that passed away a couple of years ago. So that I visited her in January when I came home from Australia, and then went to Gotland, the island I'm from, and I know a goldsmith there that is a good friend of mine. So I had her remake them or make new rings with the diamonds, and then I've had them since March when my mom flew up to watch a game to give me the rings, and then they've been hidden, and I've been doing some planning, and took her away on a weekend, first weekend away without Harper in a long time. So we went to where I grew up in the summers, where my grandma is from. So we spent the weekend there in my favorite spots from growing up, and then the day after visited my grandma and showed her the rings, and it was a really
it was a
experience.
Beautiful day, and it was nice to get a sleep in without Harper there. So
yeah, of course.
But in Sweden, it's also a little bit different to Australia. So when you propose, you also have a ring. So we both had the rings. So her ring is made from her grandmother's 60th birthday present, and mine's from her 50th.
Yeah.
That is so beautiful. I love it. Women can just keep better secrets, can't we? We're just better at that.
Oh, I hate secrets so much.
She gets like,
let's call them surprises.
Seriously angry.
And like, I want to investigate, and then I know that I'm just going to ruin it for myself. But Charlie, who also lives close to us and is in the national team with me, she knew a lot of the secrets, so they would kind of talk about it in front of me, so that would make me want to know even more.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's hard to just do a surprise weekend with that. I need to plan a babysitter, and she needs to be prepared to do that job and get used to putting Harper to bed and all of that. So she knew we were going away for like an anniversary weekend, but then obviously I didn't want to say where and stuff like that. And
Clara, did you fall in love with Harper first or Katrina first?
Probably Harper first, to be honest. No, but Harper's so lovable, and I think just being around her, like she lifts the room up. She's the best little girl, and I think I always asked to hold her and because on away trips and stuff, like obviously she would need a lot of help and with bags and Harper, and I was right there. But then I think for me, I just knew from the start, I didn't really know Katrina, but like, it's something about her energy, and especially like what's more attractive than being a good mom, and just seeing her with Harper and how
So true.
you know, like she's such an inspiring person, and regardless if it's love or not, I think I just looked up to her and wanted to be around her a lot, and then it just grew for me.
Yeah. Oh, that's gorgeous.
What a whirlwind for you, Clara.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got you get a new teammate, then you
Yep.
find yourself in a relationship, and now you're a mum as well. How's that been for you?
It's been amazing, and we have Rio here, dog.
Yeah,
next
I
to us
brought
as
my
well.
dog, our dog over from Australia too. So I just wanted to
you?
keep on adding things.
It's been absolutely amazing, and it kind of shocked me that I never felt like that was scary to me.
Yeah.
You know, like that never. It was just like a given, and it was just like a plus. And I think I early on also wanted to be really involved with Harper, and Katrina let me in so easily. Like I'm like, you know, wanted to do bedtime, wanted to take her in the mornings, you know, change her nap, like help out and spend a lot of time with her as well. So that's 100% just a plus.
And Harper's, is she 2 yet?
She turns 2 in August.
Wow, you've all got
So it's her
August
second
birthdays.
birthday. Yeah.
Same week, actually.
Yeah, a couple of days apart. So,
That's wild.
but it's funny. I had my parents here like a month ago, and they were here kind of similar time last year, and they came to Clara's house, and they just like looked at all the toys everywhere, and they were just like, "Wow, hasn't this changed a lot?" Because it's just like kids' toys everywhere, Rio's food, dog toys, and before that there was just a lot of art stuff that Clara had done. So yeah, it's definitely changed a lot.
Katrina, I get the feeling that you've probably been a bit of an independent soul from the get-go, but the fact that you just took it upon yourself and went, I want to be a mum, just don't need anyone else to be a mum other than myself. Not only that, but then you took your 6-month-old while you were still playing the highest professional form of sport that there is. I mean, that's incredible. How did you know you were going to be able to handle all of that?
I didn't really. Even from the start, kind of when I went through the IVF process, I didn't really, I guess, think about, you know, what could really go wrong here or how much help am I really going to need. I think I just focused on why I was doing it at the end of the day. And as soon as I held Harper in my arms for the first time, I knew that I could do anything pretty much. Whether we were in Australia or in Sweden, I'd figure it out. And I think with having Harper, I mean, she's such a good kid. Like, I got pretty lucky. She sleeps well, she eats well, she adapts really well. So she made it really easy. Of course, there's definitely hard times, but I think from doing it from the start, kind of on my own, I've figured out my support system, and I think wherever I go, I have people around me, and I think we're pretty lucky for that.
Has the whole team kind of taken Harper on as like the little mascot as well, because she's around so much?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it doesn't matter what team we're in. Obviously, we've been here for the last year and a half, so she just loves the girls, and she's at the age where she now knows most of their names. She comes in the change room before every session and every game and dances with all the girls because we always have loud music on, and she's obsessed with music.
Yeah.
And it's just like, for me, just sitting back and watching her interact with all the girls and has her favourites and cuddling them and blowing them kisses, like it is really special for us.
I saw a great picture of you guys with the Matildas, at the front of the Matildas, and it just was like, oh, she just looked like the mascot, you know?
Yeah.
She wasn't in a uniform. You've got to get her a Matilda uniform.
I've got her one now, and she lives in it. So every second day, that's her favourite outfit, and every other day we have to wash it. So, we've got one now, which is nice.
I know that you will have been asked this 20 million times, and you'll be continued to ask this 20 million times. But do you think she's going to be a team sport gal? Do you think she'll be sporty like you, or? And do you? I mean, I'd love her to be. I think sport's the greatest gift. Especially with the memories that I've had, whether it's a professional level or just playing in the backyard. Just having those memories is definitely really special as a kid. I'd love for her to play a sport, but and she's around so many, inspiring, strong women every day. So, it would surprise me if she didn't choose to be, but I guess it's up to her in the end. Yeah.
I'll keep putting a ball at her feet, though.
Yeah.
What do you love about being a parent?
For me, probably that every day is different. Some days you just go to bed and you're like, oh, I just nailed that. And then, the next day it goes to complete shit pretty much. I guess the challenges, I think being a footballer, we love challenges, and I think a toddler can really throw you some pretty decent challenges. And then I think just, seeing their little face light up with the smallest of things. And now she's a bit older and she just remembers so much. We walk down the street and she'll bring up something that happened the day before or something like that. There's definitely, there's a lot of things. But yeah.
Yeah, obviously, like the cuddles and how sweet she is absolutely, it's adorable. And I agree with the little small things. Like sometimes we look at each other and it's like, did that just happen? Did she just say that? And it was like one time a few weeks ago, I took her up from a nap, and I was in the morning and I opened the window and it was a little bee sitting on the window, and I said, look, Harper, there's a bee, and like kind of explaining what bees are doing and with the flower, and she was like, oh yeah. And since then, every time I pick her up, she's like, she calls me Rara. So she will be like, Rara, Rara, bee. And then we have to look for the bee on the balcony or on the window and like little things. And she's just so clever making up her own songs. And we actually have discussions with her. And yesterday she packed up a bag went into the drawers, took a sweater and a pair of pants in a bag, and said bye to us, and she was going to go travel. And she said, Mommy, we were sitting on the couch, and she goes, Money. And I was like, yeah, of course, you mean money traveling. And I went to get like a card. It wasn't a credit card or anything, but I was like, here you go, money. And we said, just call us when you get to your destination. And then she's like, yeah. And Minnie goes, oh, maybe you need a phone. Yeah, phone, money. And then she went and tried to open the door, and she sat there and pretended to travel in the hallway. And those things that are just like, how does she come up with these things? And it's it's amazing to see her grow and how much she develops.
Yeah. You don't need a TV, do you? Like when you got kids around, it's just so entertaining.
No, we used to, when we would wake up, we used to have the TV on when she was younger, and then she just started chucking all these tantrums, which was like not like her whatsoever. And so we decided, I don't know, it was about 2 months ago, that we won't have TV on anymore at all. Yeah. So she thinks it's broken. And since then, she barely chucks tantrums. And the only time she'll get to watch like the iPad is when we're on our away trips, because we have to go on 5-hour bus rides. Yeah. And now she actually sits and watches it and doesn't want to flick through. She's just happy and content, and now she loves going on the bus. So it's very rare that we would ever have the TV on unless I needed to do like an interview or something and just keep her occupied. But we listen to music, and she dances around the house, and that's kind of the new morning routine.
It's a lot of dances. So she has her own playlist with songs that she names which one she wants, and then we all run around the table here in the mornings and do dance. And it's like, I love those. And like this morning she I took her up and had breakfast, and then she sprinted in and woke her up, and then she was like, walkies with Rio outside. So then it's like, yeah, we have those, instead of watching TV, we just go for a half an hour morning walk and pick flowers, and just, like those moments for me are just, it's amazing.
Beautiful. How are you balancing that work, training, family life? Has that been a challenge at all?
I mean, I can work from home, which is great. So I have my own company. So we have, my office is in here. And I think sometimes it can be hard. Right now, I think I'm balancing it quite well. And I think the hard time in the beginning was kind of like when there's help needed, I'm there, but I'm not there. So I sit in meetings and I work during the days, and I kind of feel stressed that I want to help out and I want to spend time with them. So I would, come out to the living room to just give them a kiss and say hi, and then I'm off again. And I think that was a little bit challenging, but we found a better balance with it now. So working from home is great because I'm still here, but I'm also not really available at times. But I think we've gotten...
Yeah, we've definitely gotten better. And I think, but Harper's just decided now she can reach the door handles. So she lets her little self into the office. And so now I'm just chasing her. And she knows that, like, that's Clara's space and she needs time to work in there. But she just runs herself in there and sprints to Clara and gives her the biggest hug and gets so excited. But
and it's actually funny, we have videos from when she was maybe 8 months old, kind of crawling in, and then like crawling as fast as she could into my arms, and she wouldn't let go because she knows she can't be in there. And then from that to like slowly walking, screaming of excitement, and then now she runs in, and because she knows she can't be in there, and it's exciting with like the screens and all the paper and stuff. But I love when she comes in. I mean, most of the time I have meetings with my business partner who has a daughter as well, so it's fine. It's more of when it's like important meetings with potential customers. I might not want her to run inside.
Right.
But I love it.
Support each other when you're down. Like, I find sometimes I can get pretty grouchy and grumpy, and Elle picks up the baton and will support me, and vice versa. How do you guys support each other? Because we're not always up and fluffy all the time.
No, definitely not. I think Clara's more of the support person, to be honest. I think, spending a whole day, because we train at 5 o'clock at night most days. So spending a whole day entertaining a toddler and then heading to training, I just feel exhausted most days. And just like that I'm running on empty, and we started sending her to kindy 2 days a week, but she's not loving it, to be honest. And I find those days are almost the hardest because I'm sitting there like worried that she's just so upset. And like they're meant to be my down days, but so I think for me, having very few down days is quite tough at the moment, especially with the schedule. So, I mean, I'm so lucky. Clara pretty much does everything whenever she can. And we do make a great team. So I'd say she's more of a support person for me than I am for her. But I think for us, like, when we get home, sometimes we get home at 8:30, we cook dinner, we put Harper to bed. So it's 10 o'clock by the time we actually get to catch up on our day and spend some proper time together. So we usually give each other the foot massages or, talk about our day or just sit and watch a Netflix show or play some cards. That's kind of our new routine at the moment. So we try and do little things during the day as much as we can just to find that a small window of time, whether it's have a coffee together or just give each other a cuddle and then off we go again.
Yeah, and I think we've gotten to, like, you know how you learn after a while to see the cues when your person isn't feeling well. Like, I'm more of an emotional person where, like, we both are, but I'm kind of like, I'll throw it out there and I'll be upset or I need to vent about it, whereas she's more closed off and gets quiet. And I think when she gets quiet, I get very like, I'll make dinner when we get home. You get to, I know you haven't slept well last night, and and I will take Harper to bed. And I said, you can go to bed with her. I'll do this, and I'll take her up in the morning and make her call, just to try so she can recharge a bit until she can let things go, or kind of get back into a good energy again.
Would you like to have more kids?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Sometime soon, are you thinking, or just not really? Just waiting to see?
Yeah, hopefully sometime soon. Yeah. That's the plan.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
You proved it. You proved that it worked. You bounced back after having Harper. You were back playing professional sports within inside a year, weren't you?
I played for Brisbane 4 months after I had her.
Wow.
But I loved being pregnant, and I loved labour, even though a lot of things went a bit wrong. But it was still amazing. And I didn't really have any pressure to get back to football, but I felt like I did really miss it and fell back in love with the game. So I think my recovery went pretty smoothly throughout it all, which I was pretty thankful for.
How do you feel that women's sport has changed since you've been playing it? Is there more attention on it now? Has it gotten bigger? Is the pay better? How has it changed in your lifetime?
Yeah, for me, it's changed massively. I think growing up in Australia, football definitely, for women has never been the top sport.
Yeah.
I think when I was growing up as kids, I don't think I saw a women's football game at all. So, since I, got into the A-League, I think the support for women's football has grown so much. I think financially we've had made huge improvements, and I think, across the world, the leagues are just, changing so rapidly. The pay, the quality, pretty much the facilities, pretty much everything to do with football, I think, has changed massively. I've only been playing professionally for 10 years, but I think in the last few years it's definitely accelerated at a really fast pace. So, it's definitely an exciting time to be in the game, but probably, 10 times more exciting for the future generations.
Yeah.
Both of you, what do people get wrong about women's team sports?
I think for the most part is they don't think it's going to be as high paced as the men or tactically as intelligent, I guess. But I think for most of us, you can't be as quick and strong as the men. So I think tactically you almost have to be better. So I think that's probably something that we bring to the game. And I think as well is, most teams that around the world for women's football want a high press, which most men's team don't. So I think that's always exciting to watch. So I think that's probably the main things we've heard when we've, been growing up. We're not as fast and we're not as strong. But I think, we bring a lot more to the game than just, speed and power.
Yeah, and I think what people get surprised by is that they think that women's sport is not so physical, not as many tackles and stuff like that. And I think from what I heard, when people start watching women's football, that it's wow, you really go at it. They expect you to not be able to go in those sort of duels and tackles that we do.
And then we just get up after it. We don't really roll on the floor and make a big scene about it. So
you want to play on with a broken nose, so, they have to stop you. So I think that we're tougher than people might think before watching it.
Yeah,
and I think as well as I think a lot of people think as women's sport we just play sport, but to be honest, most study, they work, they have a lot of things on the side while also trying to maintain a professional level of sport. And I think that's pretty incredible. It's something that, we shouldn't have to work, but for the most part, people do. And I think to show that same professionalism across the board, I think is pretty special that women can continue to do that.
Are you guys planners or like goal setters? Do you make lists?
I'm a planner for sure. I like to be prepared. You know, like I'm one of those people that I like to be in time. So I know, I don't like to be late. So I'd like to plan things. And also when there's big changes to come, or when I'm going to travel, like I freaked out. I hadn't applied for a visa for going to Australia, like a visitor's. I didn't know you need one, and I completely panicked. But turns out you can get one in 15 minutes at the airport. But I was there 3.5 hours early because I like to be prepared. So I think I'm more of a planner, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
you're like my wife. You're like Elle. She
that's
does
me.
that.
Nah, I'm a chiller. I mean, I think I probably don't write down goals, but I think I do set goals, whether they're written down or not. I always kind of set my standards pretty high for what I want to achieve in the year. Obviously, the last couple of years have been bigger than what I anticipated, but. No, I think I'm pretty chill. I don't really like to play, and I just go with the flow.
I'd love to talk a little World Cup with you. So your group, Australia's group with Ireland, Nigeria, and Canada. And I would say, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but there's probably going to be no easy games in the World Cup. Who would you say is your biggest rival?
Yeah, I mean, I think every group's going to be hard. I think people look at our group and they say it's a group of death, but I think if you look across the countries now, I don't think you can pick an easy game at the moment. So for us, we play better when we play harder teams, so we've probably got a good group for us. All play very different styles of football, similar teams that we played in the last couple of years, so that's probably a good thing for us too. But the rivals throughout the whole tournament, do we think, or the group stage?
Whole tournament.
Well, I mean,
I want to know the whole tournament.
Yeah, the whole tournament.
I would say the US for sure.
Yeah,
You'll get through the first one. Oh, the US.
Yeah.
It's the US. Really? Yeah, I think. Yeah. I mean, I think for us, they've always been a powerhouse in women's football, and I think whenever we've played them, there's been close games, but they've just taken away in the second half. And I think now we've got enough experience to beat them. I think we've got experience all across the board. We've got a good 23 squad roster. Whoever gets picked, it doesn't matter. It just I think we've got so much quality across the board now, and I think that's going to be a huge in this tournament.
And who would be, if it's not the US or you guys, it'll be you guys. Who's the dark horse? Who do you think could get up and might surprise everybody?
It's a hard one. I think I don't know. There's too many teams that could do so well in this tournament, I think. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be tough to put one there.
Will you be able to go, Clara?
Yes, I'll be there for the friendly against France and then the group stage games.
Great. Fantastic.
And then if we make the final, she'll be flying back because it's her birthday, and it would be, if I played every game from here into the final, it'd be my 100th game for Australia. So,
What?
Oh, that would be good.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You're incredible.
So
good on you. It's so exciting.
Congratulations.
It's so exciting.
Thanks. Hopefully that happens.
Yeah. You will be cheering you on. We do something at the end here where we just do, it's called the 2-minute shower, and we just keep our questions we keep our answers really short, usually one-word answers if you're possible. So we'll ask the question to both of you. So do you want to ask the first one, hun?
What is your partner's basic philosophy in life?
That's hard.
Get shit done. That would be mine. For you.
For me?
For Clara, right.
Yeah. There's always getting shit done.
Love it.
The buzzer's going to go in a second.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how to say it in like a good way, but I feel like not like it would sound negative.
I feel like she said it before. I feel like Katrina's like a just chilling. She's like a I'm just chilling.
Yeah,
When you said that, I was like, I feel like that you're like that a lot.
But I feel like she says she doesn't set goal. I'm going to try to explain it the way but like she's stubborn. She knows what she wants and she goes after it. And I think she, not it's her way or no way, but in a positive way. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, like if she knows
it's my way or the highway.
Yeah. Like no, but not in a negative way, because it sounds like it would be. But
right,
yeah, she goes after what she wants, and
there's definitely not a one-word answer.
No, it's not. It's not. Family.
Yeah,
maybe it would be.
And that's not negative either.
We
got it. We got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. What does love mean to you?
Well, that's deep.
I haven't long, but my answer would be long.
It's short.
Okay, keep it short.
A lifetime of happiness.
Mm.
Okay.
I feel like love is picking who you want to do struggles with.
Ooh,
That's great.
that's good.
What do you miss when you're not together?
Just the little things. The small moments during a day.
Yeah, I miss 3D eye contact. Like, it's not the same through a phone, but I miss, I think, yeah, okay, keep it short. I'm a long answer kind of person. Yeah, looks, I would say. Like,
Okay.
the throughout the day kind of like touch and looks to kind of just check in with each other. It's so much easier when you're with each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
What the world needs more of is?
I would say understanding and optimism. I think it's a lot of problems. It's because we don't understand each other. If you think of humans.
Yeah, I would probably say understanding as well. I'll go with you on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Here's your final question. Describe each other in one word. And it can only be one word.
Katrina's like, stop with the questions. Stop.
I'd say powerful. Or force. I might say force. I feel like you're a force in many aspects.
Like bubbly or energetic. Always lights up a room when she walks in.
Ah, beautiful. Beautiful. Gosh, well, we've taken enough of your time. I know we were lucky because Harper was asleep, so you probably need to catch up. Catch up with each other. Thank you so much for your time today. We're very proud of you, Katrina, for everything you're doing, and so lovely to meet you, Clara, and hear your love story.
Really nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you guys for having us.
I really enjoyed that chat.
What great ladies.
Sensational.
Really great. I meant to ask, because I think Clara is also an artist, and did you see those paintings that were behind them? I have a feeling that might have been from her. I think Clara painted them.
I couldn't. Yeah, I mean, she did talk about her art stuff that was lying around the floor, but I couldn't see any background behind them, so I wasn't able to see the picture. But
couldn't see from South Africa?
No.
Oh, I could see from Sydney.
All the way from South Africa. There's a couple of mountains in the way.
That's what it was. A few lions, giraffe's head. Yeah, no, from Sydney we could see it. Yeah, beautiful paintings.
Yeah,
I think it was her artwork. So, it's going to be exciting, isn't it? The World Cup.
Sure is. Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
And now we know one of the players. So now
I feel like
really
we spoke to her. We spoke to her.
Yeah.
We know her. Yeah, it's so funny that rivalry between Australia and America is it's pretty inbuilt, isn't it? Like, I knew she was going to say the USA for the team to beat.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny. It reminded me when I was at school in New Jersey, this girls' soccer team was more competitive than the men's gridiron football team.
Oh.
Those American girls soccer players were intense and they were good too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they've been at it for, that was 40 years ago. 40 years ago.
Yeah.
I was at school in New Jersey.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they've had all that time to develop and get better and better. So the fact that Australia is, with the population that we have, is competitive with a country like America is pretty awesome.
We're amazing. We're so good.
You are.
All right. Well, nice to see you. Continue to enjoy South Africa and all the other lush places that you're off to.
I will. It'd be better with you.
I know you will.
But I'll keep you posted. I will.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for listening. And hopefully you will tune in again for Separate Bathrooms next week.